Today, we're taking on something maybe a little unexpected, but I think you'll find it's packed with hidden stories, surprising facts. We're setting out to uncover the incredible history woven into just a single day on the calendar, July 8th. Yeah, our source material for this deep dive is actually an entry from a Wikipedia page, just the one dedicated to July 8th. And it's really striking how one simple date can be a gateway to, massive historical moments, incredible lives, events that shape the world. You're about to see just how much can happen in 24 hours across centuries.
It's true. And just to sort of set the scene a bit, July 8th is the 189th day of the year, or the 190th if it's a leap year. So that puts us just past the halfway mark.
Yeah, 176 days left until the end of the year. Right in the middle of summer, and as we'll definitely find out, often right in the middle of some really significant historical moments. Okay, so let's get into it. To really appreciate July 8th, we kind of have to go way back, centuries back. We're starting, before 1600. Think about this. 1099. The siege of Jerusalem. You've got something like 15,000 Christian soldiers starving, marching in this religious procession around the city. And the Muslim defenders are just watching from the walls. I mean, the human drama there, intense.
Yeah.
Then, jump forward to 1497, Vasco da Gama. He set sail on the very first direct European voyage to India.
Which was huge.
Totally pivotal, right?
Yeah.
For global exploration, trade. It changed how continents interacted.
Absolutely. A massive shift.
And then something else entirely, 1579, Our Lady of Kazan. It's this holy icon for the Russian Orthodox Church. Discovered underground in Kazan, Tatarstan. A really big deal culturally and religiously, hugely resonant for, Russian identity.
What really jumps out at me there with those early ones, they're different, but they sort of point to this period of European expansion. The siege of Jerusalem, that shows the intense mix of faith, land, conflict shaping things back in. But da Gama's voyage, that's different. It completely reoriented global trade towards the sea, didn't it? Set the stage for maritime empires, really. Both show a world kind of forcefully pushing its boundaries.
That's a great connection. Okay, so let's move forward a bit. Nations are growing, powers shifting, and July 8th keeps popping up. So 1663, Charles II of England grants John Clark a royal charter for Rhode Island.
Foundational moment.
Exactly. Laying groundwork for one of the 13 colonies. Then, 1709, the Battle of Poltava. Peter I of Russia just decisively beats Charles XII of Sweden.
And that was pretty much it for Sweden as a major European power, wasn't it?
Yeah, dramatic shift in the balance right there on the continent. And here's one that really resonates in American history. July 8th, 1776. Church bells are ringing, maybe even the Liberty Bell, the stories say, right after John Nixon gives the first public reading of the Declaration of Independence.
Wow. The first public reading.
Yeah. You can almost feel it, right? This brand new nation making its huge, bold public statement.
That must have been electric.
Definitely. Okay, skip ahead again. 1889, the first issue of the Wall Street Journal comes out.
And think about its legacy. Still a giant in finance and news.
For sure. And here's a detail I love, very vivid. 1898. Skagway, Alaska. The crime boss Soapy Smith gets killed in this shootout on the Juneau Wharf.
Soapy Smith.
Yeah. And his death basically frees the town from his, quote, iron grip. What a character. Adds a bit of a Wild West color to the date.
It really does. And if you connect these dots, this period, it really shows nation building in action. You've got the Rhode Island Charter setting up legal structures. You've got the Declaration, which is this huge philosophical statement birthing a nation.
Right.
The Wall Street Journal creating this pillar of financial information that would, shape markets for well over a century. And Poltava just underlines how battles can completely redraw the map of power. Even Soapy Smith, though smaller scale, points to how order eventually comes to frontier places. It's all part of that development.
It's clear July 8th has seen some major turning points, economic, political, institutional. Okay, let's move into the modern era. Events with maybe more immediate resonance for us today. 1932, the Great Depression. The Dow Jones Industrial Average hits its absolute lowest point.
How low did it get?
It closed at 41.22, just stark, right? A powerful reminder of how bad things were economically.
Oof. Yeah.
Then, 1947, Roswell, New Mexico, reports start broadcasting about a crashed UFO.
Roswell.
The beginning of the whole Roswell UFO incident. Its cultural impact, the mystery, it's still huge today, fuels so many theories.
It really captured the imagination, didn't it?
It did. Okay, a different kind of milestone. July 8th, 1948, the U.S. Air Force accepts its very first female recruits into the Women's Air Force program, the WAF program.
That's a big step. Socially, militarily?
Definitely. A
Yeah.
key moment for integrating women into the armed forces. Fast forward quite a bit, 2011, Space Shuttle Atlantis launches, but this was the final mission of the entire U.S. Space Shuttle program.
The end of an era.
Truly the end of an era in space exploration. And then 2014, something maybe more surprising, especially if you follow football.
Oh, I think I know where you're going.
Brazil's worst defeat ever in the FIFA World Cup semifinals. They lost 7-1 to Germany.
The Minerazo.
Yes.
Unbelievable game.
Exactly. Got that nickname almost instantly. Became shorthand for this national trauma in Brazil where football is just everything, a total shock.
A scar, really.
Yeah. And then, much more recently, 2022, the death of Shinzo Abe, the former prime minister of Japan.
A very significant event with global ripple effects.
Absolutely.
Looking at these modern events, you really see ongoing trends, don't you? The speed of change. That Dow Jones low, it shows economic cycles, sure, but also how societies bounce back. Roswell, well, whatever you believe happened, it really highlights our fascination with the unknown and how stories shape culture. The WAF program, starting, that's part of that slow, steady march towards more inclusivity in big institutions. End of the shuttle program shows how technology moves in phases, leads to new approaches.
Right.
And the Minerazo, well, it's a stark reminder that nothing's guaranteed, even in sports. Expectations can be shattered. And Shinzo Abe's passing, of course, a major moment in recent global politics. It all happens on July 8th.
It really is a crucible. Economic lows, tech shifts, social change, cultural moments. But, okay, behind all these events, there are people, individuals. And July 8th has seen an absolutely astonishing range of people born on this day. Let's look at some births. I mean, the variety here is just incredible. Born on July 8th, 1831, John Pemberton,
Coca-Cola.
the inventor of Coca-Cola. Then, 1838, Ferdinand von Zeppelin.
The airships, yeah.
Founded the Zeppelin Airship Company. The very next year, 1839, John D. Rockefeller.
Wow, Rockefeller. Standard Oil. It doesn't get much bigger in business history.
Right. Then, 1885, Hugo Boss, the fashion designer.
Okay.
And science is represented too. 2 Nobel Prize winners in physics born back-to-back years. Piotr Kapitsa in 1894, Igor Tamm in 1895.
It's remarkable.
Moving into the 20th century. 1926, Elizabeth Kubler-Ross.
Her work on death and dying, so influential.
Groundbreaking, yeah. Then the entertainment world really shows up. 1934, Marty Feldman.
His eyes, great actor.
Hilarious, yeah. 1951, Angelica Houston. Actress, director.
Incredible talent.
1958, Kevin Bacon.
6 Degrees.
Actor, musician, yeah. 1961, Toby Keith, the country singer-songwriter. 1970, Beck.
Other music icon.
Singer-songwriter, producer. And then sharing a birthday in 1998, 2 young actors, entertainers, Maya Hawke and Jaden Smith.
That is quite a list. Just the concentration of influence born on one day. You've got industry titans like Rockefeller, Pemberton, shaping global business. Visionary engineers like Zeppelin, cultural figures in fashion, film, music.
Yeah.
Nobel laureates in science, pioneers in psychiatry like Kubler-Ross. It's just the sheer breadth of human talent is amazing. And the randomness of it, right? All these different fields all sharing July 8th shows how innovation pops up everywhere.
It really does. Okay, so now let's turn to the other side of that coin, those whose lives ended on July 8th. Also some really significant figures. Back in 1695, Christian Huygens died. Dutch mathematician, astronomer, physicist.
A giant of the scientific revolution. His work was fundamental.
Absolutely. Then, 1822, Percy Bysshe Shelley, the English romantic poet and playwright.
Another huge figure, key part of Romanticism.
Definitely. Moving forward, 1967, we lost Vivien Leigh.
Iconic actress. Scarlett O'Hara, Blanche Dubois, unforgettable roles.
Truly. 1994, the death of Kim Il-sung, the North Korean leader.
A major political figure, obviously.
Then 1999, Pete Conrad, American astronaut.
One of the moonwalkers.
Yep, third man to walk on the moon. 2011, Betty Ford passed away, former First Lady.
Known for her advocacy work, too.
Exactly. 2012, the actor Ernest Borgnine died.
Long career, great character actor.
And as we noted earlier, 2022, Shinzo Abe, the Japanese politician.
It's another powerful list, isn't it? Somber, but powerful. It really speaks to that cycle of history. New talents arrive, others depart. On the same day these innovators were born, we mark the passing of people who left massive legacies. Huygens changing how we see the universe, Shelley's poetry enduring, Vivien Leigh shaping cinema.
Right.
And then political figures like Kim Il-sung or Shinzo Abe, whose actions had such huge consequences. It just hammers home how any single day is this mix of beginnings and endings, all woven into history.
Well said. And beyond the big events and the famous names, July 8th also shows up as a day for various observances around the world. Interesting how different cultures decide to mark specific dates with meaning, isn't it?
It really is. And it makes you wonder, what makes a date special enough to be commemorated? Why this day for that thing? Like July 8th is Saints Peter and Favronia Day in the Russian Orthodox tradition. It's a Christian feast day about marriage and family.
Okay.
And in Ukraine, it's Air Force and Air Defense Forces Day, a military observance. So you see these different ways a date gets marked: religious reasons, national remembrance, celebrating an institution. Each one tells you something about that society's values, its history.
What a trip through time.
Yeah.
We've covered ancient sieges, global voyages, the birth of huge brands, the deaths of world leaders, all connected by July 8th. It really does show how one seemingly random day can be this focal point for such incredibly diverse and important moments, shaping the world we know.
Exactly. And that's what's so cool about doing this kind of deep dive. You uncover this hidden richness just beneath the surface of an ordinary date. It reminds us that every single day on the calendar is like that, a convergence of countless stories, significant people, major events, all tangled together in ways you might not expect. It really encourages you to, look a bit closer at the everyday stuff, see the layers of history there.
Absolutely. Which brings us to a final thought for you, the listener. What might you uncover if you did a deep dive like this on a date that means something to you? Your birthday, maybe. An important anniversary. What unexpected stories, what surprising connections might be waiting there just for you to find?